It's 935 KDAY Morning Show with your boy Romeo. Look, KDAY, first hip-hop station in the world. We can take you back of several decades to how KDAY got started on the AM dial. And, we're kind of parallel to this legendary man sitting right next to me, LL Cool J. What it do, bro?
Everything's beautiful, man. I remember, Greg Mack and KDAY, all that. You know what I'm saying? I remember coming out here, you know what I'm saying? And when the station was first started and all that. And hearing the joints on the radio and all that. And man, it was a trip, man.
How was it coming to the West Coast at that early age and getting that kind of love? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was incredible. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, my career, when I first started, I was doing hip hop everywhere. Like on my second album, I had all LA producers. When I did I'm Bad and I Need Love and a lot of these early Jack the Ripper, a lot of these songs, I was doing them with West Coast dudes. I was doing them with Bobcat and the LA Posse and all it and DJ Pooh and working with all of them. So, and they all of them had come from Uncle Jams and come from Roger Clayton, so I was very much in the mix, out in Cali. So, and my pops lived out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, I loved it, man. I felt the vibe, I felt the energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was a good thing. It was a good thing, baby.
Well, since we're back there, we're going to start there and make our way up to the force, if you don't mind.
Let's get it.
We're going to enjoy this journey because I said what you've done for hip-hop, you're part of the foundation. You've seen it grow. Yeah. You've also seen some ups and downs in hip-hop, whether on or off the set, if you know what I mean, right? Had there ever been a moment through these decades where you felt like where do you feel like hip-hop may have been at this maybe a low point, or where you say, you know what, hip-hop is struggling right now? Because obviously we know it's not now.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever felt like hip-hop was struggling. I think, though, that in the last few years, there's been this kind of like, people kind of started listening with their eyes more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I
agree. I think when people start listening with their eyes, what you get is you get stuff that works good for 30 seconds on the gram, but you're not necessarily bumping it and looking to buy it. And you're not necessarily, it's not moving your spirit the same way, even though you're clicking on it when people are listening with their eyes. So that was dangerous, I think, for the art form.
I like that,
But I would say, we're changing that, right? Like I think that problem has been solved because we're showing people that you can do both.
Absolutely.
And so that would probably been a danger point. I mean, there's been other moments and rivalries and stuff like that. But look, as a genre, I can't complain.
No,
I think that everybody has done their part. I have complete and total respect for what new artists have contributed to the culture, new DJs, new on-air personalities, new programmers, new, people just in the game. Like, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? I just think that, the rim got to be 10 feet for everybody in terms of the creativity. You know what I'm saying? So like, LeBron dunks on the 10-foot rim. Don't make it 11 feet because it's LeBron.
I like that.
And don't make it 9 feet because it's LeBron. Right? Like,
keep it true to what it is.
Yeah. And so when you press play, when you press play on that LL joint, the rim is 10 feet. B, don't make it 20 and don't make it 5.
Yeah.
Just press play. You know what I mean? So that being said, it's all about the music. It's still about the culture and the music. The one thing I would say, though, that is important is that we don't forget the underdog aspects of the music. So, and what do I mean by that? What I mean is that this is not about like how rich you've become doesn't necessarily mean being rich doesn't necessarily equate to being the best.
100%, yeah.
So I think that people kind of get a little caught up in that a little bit, and they start judging things based on people's ability to capture value. The Wright brothers didn't make a lot of money from airplanes. I think they had an impact on the airline industry.
Oh, definitely.
So capturing value is a skill in and of itself, which should be respected. But you don't say that, this guy's better than this guy because this guy or this woman is better than this woman because this woman made X amount of dollars versus, that's the part that I think is a little dangerous because it's art. Yeah. I don't know how much money Miles Davis had. I don't know how much money Pablo Picasso made. It doesn't matter. The artistic impact is what it's about. I don't know how much paper Bob Marley had. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with getting money. Like, we all want to get money, and we should. I'm just saying that, like, there's more to it than that. And I think that the one thing about the internet is it's giving people a lot more information. It doesn't necessarily make people smarter. It just gives them more information. Because if you're a moron, you're just going, you're just going to have a lot of information and look at it wrong.
Wow,
you know what I'm saying?
you're right.
But it gives a lot of people a lot more information, so people are paying attention to certain metrics that have nothing to do with the art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're looking at, yo, you made X amount of shows, so you're dope. No, that's a different conversation. That's a completely different conversation.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to just be mindful of. You know what I mean? In a good way, because we should make money. We should make as much as we can. We should maximize that. But we should just remember that there's value in the art.
And when you strip it down, LL, that's when you see what the true value is. Let's take all the glamour things away. Now, what is your content? What is your product doing for you?
Yeah.
How can you sustain with that? And speaking of that, you've sustained this situation for 4 decades. So we got to talk about the force. Because when you were young, right?
Right.
When you were young, you were doing your thing. And your reason maybe getting a record deal was, I need to get out of the hood. I need to eat.
No.
What was the reason for then when you first did it?
Because I loved it.
So since you loved it.
Because I loved it, and it made me feel empowered. Because the beauty of writing songs, the beauty of painting, the beauty of sculpting, the beauty of cooking is you get to make what you want to make. You get to do what you want to do. You get to be who you want to be. And that was the beauty. That's what I loved about, rocking these rhymes and writing these songs. It's like I get to do what I want to do. I can say that.
Yeah.
I can be a superhero because I decided to be one.
And
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Life is an adventure. I can be because all of you, everybody watching, everybody listening, you're the star of your life and your movie. You're the hero in your adventure.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
are.
like you get to be who you want to be in hip hop. So I do this because I love it. People always ask, "Oh, well, you don't need to do it." First of all, I don't begrudge people who do it for other reasons, but you got to understand something. If I did it for free, why would I stop doing it when I'm getting paid to do it?
There you go.
It's like the opposite of what people think. This is not, I didn't get into this to get a 401k. I got into this because I love hip hop.
Yeah.
People, we sometimes kind of draw these lines between music and the real world, which has real issues that we have to deal with. People are getting jobs to feed their families, and that does matter. And people are doing things that they don't love to do. But see, most people can relate to doing what they don't love to do to make money. So that's why they always ask, why do you still do it? Only a select few can relate to doing things that they love to do and making money.
I agree, 100%.
So
man.
that's the difference. So for me, I do this because I love it, B.
So you hop back in the studio, you do the force.
Yeah.
You put this amazing project together. Was it a process of building songs over the months, over the years? Our listeners want to know, or did you just say, I'm going to block out this amount of time and I'm going to go in and I'm going to knock out something special? Nah.
I let the inspiration hit me.
Okay.
It's like a hot date. You touch the leg at the right moment. You know what I'm saying? You don't say, I'm going to block out at 11:57. I'm touching that leg.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Might be 11:45. Might be 12:11. You know what I mean? The leg gets touched. So with the art, it's the same thing. It's like you create. You know what I'm saying? You create music. You allow yourself to be inspired. You open up your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I say open up the heart, I'm not talking about in a weak way. I'm talking about the power of the heart. I'm not talking about like being an emotional mess. I'm saying you open up your heart, you allow yourself to see the world, to see what's going on in the world, to be inspired and touched by the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and then
sir.
you touch it back through the music.
Yeah.
You dig?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
And I see that in you, and I've sat down with quite a few people, but your passion hits way different.
Yeah,
and
because
I understand that.
I love it, bro. I
Yeah.
love it. Like look, there are a lot of people do a lot of things for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
You do have a lot of people that get into hip hop because they want to make money. They see the gold chains, they see this, that, and the third, and they want to do it. Okay, cool. Like for me, that's not. When we started Def Jam, I didn't. Like when I got the opportunity, they said they gave me a 10-album deal when I started. I said, I told my mother, Ma, and I get to do 10 albums. That sounds crazy to people on the internet right now. They scratching it. 10 albums is ridiculous. It's exploitation. It's they're like, but I was like excited. You know what I'm saying? To be, for them to start this label and for me to be this artist and for us to do this thing. So that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man. dreams don't have deadlines, bro. You could do
They
what you
don't.
want to do. You know what I'm
They don't.
saying?
Yeah.
And
No, you're right about
you
that.
know, who wants to be bored, man?
Nobody wants to be bored. I mean, I love what I do. My hardest part is waking up in the morning, and that ain't even hard for me, man, because it's a blessing to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? So when I see you striving and see you doing what you're doing still, I love the fact of that, and it energizes me more. So let's go back to the Force, and let's think about you putting this project together.
Yeah.
I see Busta Rhymes, I see Snoop, I see Eminem,
Yeah.
I see Nas. How did that selection come about? What allows you to choose who you want to be on this project with?
The songs,
Okay.
the music dictated who I thought would sound good on it, and the subject matter. So you know, like with the Eminem song, it's like when I heard that, I'm like, yo, Tip, this will be crazy with them. So I hit them up, and we ended up going to the studio, and we did what we did, right?
Yeah.
With the Fat Joe and Rick Ross, it's like, yo, this hustler vibe. I wrote this song, always keep your word, always paying back. Yo, Ross and Joe would be great on this because they embody that hustler's mentality. Praise them. You know, I'm dealing with these supreme mathematics. I'm messing around with all this stuff. I'm like, you know what? Nas would be cool on this because Nas could add a story at the end. For those who don't understand the subtleties of the language that I'm using in this rhyme, he can paint the picture. You know what I'm saying? It's great. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to work with some of the best rappers. Like, like some of the best rappers in the world that I have great relationships with.
Right.
So I, brought them in because they're the best, right? You're bringing the best in so people get a chance. Because as a fan, I want to hear, don't be shying away from the best guys. Who's going to go get dudes that can't rap so you sound better? Nah. Go get the best guys. Get the guys that's hot.
Absolutely.
That you're a fan of. Not hot because they got commercial success. Hot to you.
Yeah.
Right? Like me and Busta on Huey in the Chair. Like I saw that picture of Huey P. Newton, my Aunt Joan. She was the first female Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, we're gonna do this song. You know what I'm saying? Huey in the Chair. Inspired by that. It was interesting. I saw that picture of Huey. Not to be divisive anyway. It's about like just seeing somebody who stands for what they believe in. And it represents that. Whatever that is, take it how you want. But that was the spirit of it. The spirit is doing something that you believe in, standing on the things that you believe in. So all of these various songs, Spirit of Cyrus with Snoop, I just felt like the way that song sounded, the way the synth sounded, the story, Christopher Dorner, the whole idea that I was laying out in that song about this guy who was dealing with the black versus blue and how that was an analogous to the whole, blacks in society and policing and all of the various in-betweens of that. Because the one thing about and then bringing Snoop to it because, that don't try to apprehend me, black and blue your family. I just thought that would sound like Snoop would sound dope saying that.
Yeah.
So, but what I wanted to do with this record is it's the blackest cookout in the world, but everybody's invited. You know what I'm saying? So, everybody you can come through. Come on to the cookout, B. But when you come to this cookout, you getting LL in his element.
Yeah.
You're not getting me trying to fit in. No. I ain't trying to get in the country club, B. I'm telling the country club, come to the cookout.
That's what it's supposed to
dig?
be. Yeah, 100%.
That was the mindset.
Yeah, so let's talk about hip-hop and how it's grown. And speaking of Snoop Dogg, I love the conversation he had with Uncle Shannon and Ocho Cinco the other day because they asked him about the whole Super Bowl halftime performance.
Right.
And he said, what we're forgetting, and you probably spoke on this as well, is the fact that hip-hop is being talked about for the Super Bowl. Like, we're trying to debate which hip-hop artist should be there. A few years ago, we weren't even having that option.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Would it matter if Lil Wayne or Kendrick Lamar, do you see it should have been one way or the other, or just the fact that hip-hop is there to represent?
I can't believe you asked me that. Yo, man. People have dreams, man.
Yeah.
Kendrick has the right to have his dream come true.
Absolutely.
Just because Wayne didn't get it this year doesn't mean it can never happen.
Yeah.
Be patient, my brother. Let me tell you something. I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
They turned me down for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for like 99 times plus another 30,000 times. All right?
Yeah.
It was crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You don't get butthurt about things that when it don't go your way.
Agreed.
You got to be able to suck it up. One thing about sports, you see it all the time. Our great athletes, they don't always win. And sometimes they got to walk off the court as the one who lost.
Yeah.
So, and Wayne is one of the best, undoubtedly, and one of the most influential and one of the most impactful. And he just needs to suck it up, keep his chin high, and just do what he does because he's great and he'll get his moment.
Yeah.
And Kendrick's gonna tear it up. I fully expect him to do it.
Oh, definitely.
He did a great job in that moment that he had with Dre and them in that moment.
Yep.
And he's gonna blow it out the water, and everybody's gonna say this is why. And so, like I said, Steph don't win every year.
No, he don't.
Kevin Durant didn't win every year. LeBron don't win every year. Mike ain't win every year. Magic ain't win every year. LL didn't win every year. It happens.
Yeah, it definitely
It happens, bro. It doesn't mean that you're not great. It doesn't mean that you're not worthy. And Snoop is absolutely right. We talking about Super Bowl. It's nice when your friends are upset. It's a hell of a thing, right, to be upset you wasn't picked for the Super Bowl. That's a hell of a high-class problem, ain't it? That's a champagne problem for that ass, ain't it?
Yeah, 100. Yeah, though, you already
I'm really upset. Why you upset? Man, they didn't let me perform at the Super Bowl. Bro, he was performing in a parking lot, like on a green dumpster last week. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to happen but you should get it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You ain't wrong for dreaming big. Just be patient.
Yeah,
He'll get it. He'll get it because somebody as talented as Wayne, he'll bounce back from this, man, and he'll be fine. He just can't get consumed by it.
No, he can't.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Because
can't.
you never know what goes into these decisions, bro. Like you don't even put yourself through that
Can't take it personal like that.
at all.
No, you cannot.
Period.
Now,
Because I could say, yo, LL never performed at the Super Bowl. So if I never performed at the Super Bowl, then what do the other rappers talk about? What do we really talk about here?
yeah.
LL Cool J didn't perform at the Super Bowl. So, and I'm just saying.
No, I'm
it's
with
not
you.
really a dream of mine. It's not something I really thought about, but I'm just saying I haven't done it.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And if you were having the opportunity, LL, like, what would that set list? You have 12 minutes, like, to choose from. Like, do you even know what kind of idea, what songs you want to attack for that?
I Need Love for 12 minutes. When I'm alone, only the first line though. When I'm alone in my room, when I'm alone in my
Loop
when
it.
I'm alone in my
Loop it.
When I'm alone over and over and over
Come
again
on,
for 12
man.
minutes. 12 minutes.
Come on,
with
man.
With some lime green spandex on, with some flip flops and some anklets, some ankle bracelets, and some
Yo, L, you
and
killing me right
tambourines
now.
with some tambourines. You know what I'm saying? Some tambourines and some.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yo, your man L. Wiley, he out there with the lime green spandex on with the tambourine, bro, saying when I'm alone in my room over and over again.
Man, for 12 minutes. I know a lot
Viral.
of people. I know a lot of people that would
My
take
left
that though.
stroke just went viral.
Yo, having this conversation with you, LL, reminds me of turning on Rock the Bells radio.
Yeah.
Salute the Sample, one of
Yeah.
my favorite go-tos.
Thank you.
The passion that
Yeah.
you having when you sitting there chopping up the records, man. Like,
yeah, Z-Trip be chopping them up.
oh,
It's crazy. Like, look, man, all of this stuff is so fun, man. Like, we winning. Yo, hip hop is great.
it's
We having a
winning,
ball
man.
with
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah, it really is, man.
You know?
And I think about the station that I hear Too Short Radio on, and I think about the artists like you're putting a platform for them to have that conversation. Because sometimes you're the one that's always being interviewed, but to hear that story come from you,
Well, what it is what I wanted to do with Rock the Bells, and what is I wanted the artists that started out early in the game to have an opportunity to shine on a major platform.
yeah,
All the time. I felt like our artists, the ones that have been around a long time, people have a tendency to try to, if there's a what have you done for me lately kind of dismissive energy that comes along with being in the game for a long time. So I wanted to, but I don't see that same energy when we're dealing with Mick Jagger, when we're dealing with Bono, when I'm dealing with my peers in other genres.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see people, doing that with Garth Brooks, and I don't feel that same energy. So it's like, I don't think Rakim should get that energy or Too Short should get that energy. I think that we deserve the same love that Paul McCartney gets is the same love that, we should get, that Queen Latifah. So it's like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Right? So doing the radio channel has really been about that. And then on top of that, then unpacking the music and just having a ball with it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because I started off as a DJ, so it was fun for me. You know what I mean?
definitely. Let me tell you, everything you've talked about here has just been like, I'm in awe because I'm going to tell you why, because you're one of the reasons why I fell in love with hip-hop.
My man.
And to have a chance to sit down and chop it up with you and get these stories and have this conversation, it means the world, man. To the West Coast, to me,
All coast,
and
baby.
to the world of hip-hop.
The whole world is a coast, baby.
The
There's
fourth-
water everywhere.
The force, y'all got to cop that. I'm telling you right now, what you did at the VMAs was amazing.
I think you should go buy the album because it's just I Need Love over and over again. The whole Force album is just the beginning of I Need Love. 14 times. Record companies looking at me, L, don't say that. They're going to believe you.
Yeah,
Because somebody will believe that.
don't
Why
give
would
it-
I-
yeah,
wow.
somebody gonna run with that, repost it and comment all that. You know
They
how that
need
goes.
to. I love it. I love that for them. Look, I need some Tic Tacs. Because my mouth was tasting like burnt leaves. I would say, check out the album. The album is crazy.
Yes, sir.
The album is dope.
Yep.
It's fun. And, let's just have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the music. Dreams don't have deadlines. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I just want to show y'all what's possible. We can go all the way with this, man. Like, there's no reason to stop. You dig? You know what I mean, Romeo?
100%.
You know?
Man. I definitely agree with that. Make
Yeah.
sure y'all cop that LL Cool J.
Yeah.
LA, this is what it is. Make sure you check them out. And
Yeah.
I appreciate what you're doing, man, for the culture, and continue to do that, my man.
And I appreciate you having my pictures and all that up
Why
here.
not?
I
Come
feel
on,
real
dog.
fancy. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a vibe. It's a little bit of a vibe. Y'all hook me
came
up.
in here hot.
Yeah.
When I'm alone in my room.
When I'm alone, my left stroke just went viral.
Viral.